Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another session of Mr. Rangel's Notes on American History. Today, we're going to learn about the second rule book that we created to run this country. The first rule book, which you guys should know by now, the Articles of Confederation. That rule book didn't work. Didn't work. So we created a new document that was going to tell us the rules of this country, how the country is going to be run, and we call it the Constitution. Well, the very first part of the Constitution is called the Preamble, and a lot of us have memorized it. A lot of us have recited it, when we were in third grade or in fifth grade, and we're all proud of ourselves because we know that big old sentence by heart. But then you get to eighth grade, and I ask you, how many know it? And all of you, well, not all of you, but a lot of you raised your hand, and then I asked, how many here know what it means? And all the hands went down. And it's just like the Pledge of Allegiance. We know it by heart, we recite it every day, but do we know what it really means? Well, in eighth grade, we found out we didn't. So we went over that the very first week of school, and now we know what the pledge means. And when we say our pledge in the morning, we say it with feeling because now we understand what we're doing when we put our hand over our heart. Well, same thing with the Constitution's preamble. We know by heart, but what does it mean? Today we're going to find out what it means. So let's go over this real quick. The preamble, it goes like this. Say it with me. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Again, the very first sentence of this document, very first preamble, the preamble of the Constitution, basically tells people who are reading this the purpose of this new rule book. This new rule book is going to set us up as a country, and this is exactly what our goal is with this new rule book. It gives us all the things that we're supposed to accomplish with this rule book called the Constitution. So let's find out what they are. All right. So here we have the hard phrases in this rule book. In order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense. What does this mean? What do these things mean? Well, let's find out. In order to form a more perfect union, again, basically, to make a better country. You're going to try to make a better country. This is our goal. We've created this country. Now we're going to try and improve it. We're going to make it better. Question I asked you in class is, how can you form a more perfect union? Isn't perfect as far as you can get? How can you be more perfect? I mean, if you're perfect, you can't get more perfect, or else you wouldn't be perfect before. So how can you be more perfect? Because if you're perfect, you're perfect. There's no more perfect. That's it. So I think the writers of this Constitution, I think they need a little bit more, another lesson in grammar, because I don't think that is a correct way to saying to improve or make a better country. I would have said in order to form a perfect union, or in order to form a better union, but more perfect. Come on. All right, establish justice. What does that mean? Establish justice. Well, we know that justice means fairness. Fairness. So our goal in this rule book is to make things fair for everyone. We're trying to make the rules so that everybody is treated fairly in this country. This new country we're creating, we're going to make it so everybody is treated fairly. And for a long time that wasn't the case. There's a lot of people who weren't treated fairly. Even now, there's an argument that not everybody's treated fairly, but I think we've come a long way. And we're getting to the point where we're almost there. Everybody's treated fairly. Got a ways to go yet, but we're almost there. How about ensure domestic tranquility? What does that mean? Ensure domestic tranquility. Well, let's go by the words. Ensure. What does ensure mean? It means like to guarantee or to make sure. Okay, so we're going to make sure something. We're going to guarantee something. The word tranquility, we know, has to do with peacefulness or being in a state of peace. So again, we're trying to guarantee peace. Now the big word there is domestic. What is domestic? Domestic is opposite from imported, or opposite from foreign. You know, ensure domestic tranquility. If it's not domestic, it must be foreign, and foreign means from some other country. So when we say ensure domestic tranquility, we're saying we're going to make sure that there is peace in our land. And the big part of there is in our land. The word domestic is important there because we're going to try and make sure that there's peace here in America. We cannot guarantee peace in other countries, even though we try, but we cannot guarantee it because they don't follow our same rule book. They don't follow the Constitution. They follow their own rule book. So we cannot guarantee that we're going to make their land, peaceful, but we can try and guarantee that in America, if we follow this rule book, there's going to be peace. And again, we're trying to guarantee it. It's not always the case, but we're on the way. We're on the way. Make sure that there is peace in our land. And the last one on this page is provide for the common defense. What does that mean? Well, again, common defense. Defense means you're trying to protect something. What are you trying to protect? You're trying to protect our country. So this rule book is going to make sure that our country is protected. And for that, we call it, the way I say it is, keep our military supplied. Make sure we have enough soldiers to protect our country so that other countries don't want to come in and invade or come in and change our way of life or come in and take over our country. So we keep the military supplied. Again, very basic, easy definition. All right, how about the other ones? Promote the general welfare. What is that? Promote the general welfare. We think of welfare, we think of the program where the government gives money to people who are like between jobs or not doing well financially, so they apply for the welfare program, and the government gives them money. Well, that's not what this is. This is different. Unfortunately, the word welfare has been given a bad name because of this program by the government. But really, promote the general welfare is work towards everyone's health and happiness. Welfare means you're healthy and you're happy. Okay, so that is what welfare is, and it says promote the general welfare. You're going to work towards everyone's health and happiness. Is everybody healthy and happy? No. So we can't say we're going to ensure everyone's health and happiness. We're not going to ensure general welfare. We're going to promote it. We're going to try and do our best to make sure that everybody in America is healthy and happy. And I think if we compare our country to other countries, we're not doing so bad. And we have problems in this country, but for the most part, the people in America, on the whole, are healthy and happy. So we do pretty good in this country. This Constitution has gone a long ways to try and make that happen. Secure the blessings of liberty. Secure the blessings of liberty. This is my favorite line of the whole preamble. To secure the blessings of liberty. What does that mean? What does secure mean? Secure means to guard or to protect. Blessing, what's a blessing? A blessing is like a gift. So you're going to protect a gift. And what's liberty? Right. Liberty is freedom. So you're going to try and guard the gift of freedom or protect the gift of freedom. Why do we have to protect it, huh? Why do we have to protect this gift of freedom? Because we could lose it. It can be taken away from us. So the Constitution makes it so that this freedom gift, this gift of freedom that we have, is not taken away from us. We don't lose it. That's why it's created so that there's no way that the leadership can become tyrants or dictators and take away this freedom that we have. The Constitution protects us. So because of this rule book, our gift of freedom is protected. And that was why they put that in the preamble, to make sure everybody knows, hey, this rule book, the main reason for this rule book is to protect this gift of freedom. And we got to take it for what it is. It's a valuable gift. And we have to guard it. And that's what the Constitution does. To ourselves and our posterity. We know to ourselves is to us, but what's posterity? What is posterity? We don't use that word. That's not a word that we use every day, So how's your posterity? Right, it doesn't make sense because we don't use it. What does that mean? What does it mean? To ourselves. We're going to guard this gift of freedom, not only to us, but to our posterity. What does that mean? Right. You answered it right. Right? Yeah, good. To ourselves and our future generations. So we're going to protect this gift of freedom not only to ourselves, but to our kids, and our kids' kids, and our kids' kids' kids. This is what this Constitution is going to do. It's going to be so secure, so stable, that not only are we going to be protected, but our children and the future generations are going to be protected. And this liberty, this gift of liberty, is going to be safe for all our future generations. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Do ordain, and that means basically to make official, or to, but more than just make official, it's like make sacred. We're going to make this Constitution like it's priceless. You don't want to touch it because it's so valuable. So we make official. So when we go back and we go back, let's see if we can go back. We go back and we look at the Constitution in 8th grade language. What are we saying? So we the people, in order to make a better country, make things fair for everyone, make sure that there's peace in our land, keep our military supplied, work towards everyone's health and happiness, protect or guard the gift of freedom, not only to ourselves, but to our future generations, do ordain or do make official and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the preamble. Now you know what it means. Now not only can you memorize it, not only can you recite it, now you can recite it with emphasis, because you know what it means. You're not just reciting a bunch of words. You know exactly what you're saying. You know what you mean, and you understand now why the preamble is so important. It explains what this Constitution is created to do. And the thing with this Constitution, it has lasted longer than any other Constitution in the world. A longest lasting Constitution, longest lasting rule book in the world. Why? Because it was created right the first time. Well, the second time. The first time didn't work, Articles of Confederation. But the second time they got together and they did it the right way. And it's good not have to go back and fix things, because that's a lot of time and effort. But this second rule book was done right, and because of that, we live in a country that is free. We live in a country that has this blessing of liberty that we can be proud of, and we can say, I'm proud to be an American. No, I'm not going to start singing. All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. So learn that. Remember that. It's going to be on the test. Make sure that you study that. I'm going to ask you what these phrases, these sentences mean, and you got to know it. So make sure you study. Make sure you know what it means. All right. Well, this is Mr. Rangel, Team C8, saying I'll see you in class.